Man, this is amazing. Oh, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds released a few months ago, and I'll be the first to admit, this game surprised the hell out of me. I had no plans to buy or even look into the game until I started seeing clips across social media. High-speed racing, fun character interactions, and even John Minecraft himself. Instantly, I folded to peer pressure, dropped $70 on it, and here I am 30 plus hours later. While I tempered my expectations heavily even before launch, I can without a doubt say that this game exceeded what expectations I did have in almost every single way. And, as a longtime Sonic fan, I'm genuinely happy I can say that. So, here's what I consider to be the good, and maybe not so good, about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. I would not be able to talk about this game without first praising it for just how gorgeous it is. The visuals of CrossWorlds are one of the first things I took notice of back during the initial open network tests, and man, did the final game not disappoint. The sheer amount of vibrance and colors jam-packed into every stage, atmosphere, and item were truly jaw-dropping. Again, I'll admit, this is yet another aspect to this game that I didn't really have any major expectations for going in. Sonic games, while not always perfect, have at least always looked good or decent enough to me, and so I figured this game would be more of the same. Happy to say, I was wrong. While there may be a lot happening at all times, it never feels like it's too much for me to handle. I'm able to keep track of where I am, what's going on, and admire the work put into every detail of whatever track I happen to be racing on. Whether it's the gorgeous cloudscapes of Sky Road, the stars and asteroids of the Starlight Carnival, or the puddles and mystic jungle reflecting the plethora of lights illuminating the area, the attention to detail is here in abundance. Not only that, but thanks to the many different crossroads you can encounter, you're never really seeing the same things over and over again, allowing the game to continue to feel fresh. And speaking of crossroads, this game doesn't feature the standard 4-track Grand Prix that some players may be expecting. Instead, each cup is split into 3 races, with the final race being a 3-lap marathon combining all previous tracks in that cup. While each individual track is your standard 3-lap race, the second lap is substituted for a crossworld instead. This presents itself as a ring portal with a split path that allows the player in first place to dictate which new track you'll cross over to for the entirety of the second lap. I'm a huge fan of this feature, as not only does it keep you on your toes, but it's also nice to see some new and returning locations as you race through the Grand Prix. Your initial selection of tracks to pick from is not only big, but becomes much bigger as you progress through the game, now including tracks from the standard Grand Prix selection. These crossworlds, like the main courses, are full of life and never feel like they're cut too short or overstay their welcome. I think one quick lap is just the right amount to give players an adequate amount of time to enjoy, learn, and move on. And, if you're ever in first place and don't like the option you've been given, you can always opt for a random choice to shake things up. These crossworlds are undoubtedly the main gimmick of this game, and I think it works wonders. Yeah, who would have thought? This game not only looks, but feels amazing. Performance is top notch, and the amount of customization alone allows for some insane car combos that truly make CrossWorlds feel like your own personalized experience. All the different gadgets and car types allow you to play exactly how you want with whatever character you choose. This opens up the door for an extreme amount of experimenting, which I heavily encourage. The drifting feels amazing, items feel balanced, and each track genuinely feels amazing to learn the ins and outs of. I love just how many things you need to keep your eyes on, especially at higher speeds. The hectic nature of CrossWorlds leads to a gameplay loop that never gets stale and will always provide you with something new to think about. The single player content is divided into 3 separate modes: Grand Prix, Race Park, and Time Trials. Grand Prix initially features 7 cups, with the 8th being unlockable and 9 and 10 reserved for the upcoming DLC, as well as 4 different speed options along with the mirror mode. Race Park is your standard custom/arcade mode that allows you to race against preset AI teams for the chance to win some extra unlockables. Time Trial is a standard time trial with the added bonus of getting the chance to unlock some music tracks from past games so long as you get an A rank. I think this is a fantastic incentive, as not only does it help you to better master each track after every failed attempt, but they have some pretty nice music tracks in here too. This list contains over 100 songs ranging from games like CD all the way to Shadow Generations. And look, even with them omitting what I consider to be the best Sonic soundtrack known to man, I was more than satisfied with what they chose to include here. These extra tracks also allow you to replace any base game ones you don't like, so feel free to shuffle away. Now, with all that being said, what do I think about the music in the base game? It's fine. While it's certainly not my favorite in the entire series, it does its job, and for that I'm thankful. I've come around to several of the tracks in this game, and even for the ones I haven't quite warmed up to, There's no denying that every song matches the hectic, high-speed gameplay that CrossWorlds offers you. Again, that's all I could really ask for. If the music fits, I don't really have any other complaints. For me, it's good, but not great. What I do consider great, however, are all the character interactions this game has. I can't stress enough how nice it is to see new and returning characters all interacting with one another in the name of friendly competition. Everything that we've come to love and know from these characters is all here in full force, and similar to Frontiers for example, it all feels somewhat gratifying as a longtime fan of the series. This continuity and these characters do have history that we've all witnessed throughout the years. Whether it's Eggman telling his pseudo-daughter to make him proud, or Shadow and Jet commenting on how the first stage in this game is a stadium modeled after Sonic, there is no shortage of dialogue that is sure to make fans of this series happy.
Time to throw down like the old days. And thanks to our rides, we're on even footing. May the best racer win.
I intend to. Remember that even footing thing and don't make excuses once I win.
The online for this game, while fun, is just more CrossWorlds. While that isn't bad by any means, I admittedly don't find myself playing this mode very often. You get all the same speed and thrill as the normal game, just with other players and a ranking system that'll change your grade depending on how well you perform in any given race. Again, while I'm personally not somebody who plays this mode a whole ton, I can see why many others do choose to spend most of their time here. It's more of what you love with the added incentive of trying to continuously upgrade your rank as you shift between different lobbies and meet all new types of players. It's also nice to see that this game has had crossplay enabled as a default option, so I've never really had any issues finding lobbies or staying connected to them. Once you join a lobby, everyone gets to pick from 3 tracks or a 4th random option and the race ensues. My only real gripe about the way that this system works is that after you finish the race, that's it. You either leave or you find a new lobby and vote for another track, rinse and repeat. So, while there's always room for more, what we've been given is plenty, and as far as an online game mode goes, it's stable. I've yet to experience any real connection issues, and that's really all I'm looking for when it comes to online. Overall, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is a fantastic game, and while I undoubtedly had my reservations going in, I am more than happy with the time I spent on this game. This is nothing but just good fun, and similar to Shadow Generations or Frontiers, if this is any indication of the quality we can expect moving forward, I am more than happy to continue supporting Sonic Team. I genuinely want this franchise to continue to thrive, and I'm loving the upward trend that we seem to be on. CrossWorlds exceeded my expectations in almost every way and is nothing short of what I would consider to be a very pleasant surprise.